Show. I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
It's going to be one of them days.
It's raining.
Or is it?
It's raining lies is what's raining. Raining the untruths. Maybe if you add enough half-truths and mistruths, you get enough truths. See, I don't know. That whole numerator, denominator thing, you know?
Let me preface a little bit on your behalf. You have been a very humble. You had lots of humility post service as Lafayette mayor president. You had every right to be furious and angry about many things. There have been many things said about not only you, but members of your administration. Sidra, me, Greg, all of them.
My wife.
Your wife.
Yeah.
Outrageous attacks for 4 years, not just from folks, but from the media, many different sides. And you've been very good about just staying quiet, but there comes a point where you just got to lay out some facts.
Well, I appreciate that. And first, we are broadcasting live from the Bill and Abear studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Appreciate the support, gentlemen and ladies. And those are your hometown lawyers, man. Go check them out. Bill and Abear. Love them. Love them. Love them. Hey, thanks for the kind words. This is an odd subject. So we're going to talk about Monique Blanco-Boulay, the Lafayette government budget that's being introduced by the mayor president. It's a public document, so we're going to go over, but a lot of lies here. And that's not new. I mean, last year's budget message had some lies and half-truths. I just shut my mouth. This one, this is what I asked myself. Do I really want to go here? I mean, do I really want to go in that mud and that cesspool of Blanco politics? Do I really want to do that? And then I just asked myself, well, take me out of it. Like, I am a host. I am a radio host, podcast host, video cast, whatever they call it. And if this were any other elected official, would I cover the abundance of lies and the abundance of liberal policies and big government policies? And the answer is, of course. Of course I would. So I have a duty to the audience. I have a duty to the folks, So I'm going to give my thoughts, good, bad, or ugly, but I'm going to come with truth. And I do come in peace. I do come in peace. I really do. So I'm going to give my thoughts on this. I am going to tell you what's a lie, and I'm going to tell you what's the truth. And the good thing is, I have my battle buddy over here, and he was way more in the weeds than I was. So he can help me out with some facts. If we slept since then, we don't have access to anything either, but just one thing, and then it's been reported. So, or public record, because not too many things get reported. All right, since the mayor president has a budget, they're going to introduce and they're going to put a budget message, and they write that, I guess, to the public, or it's addressed to members of the council, but it's a public document. It kind of, I guess, lays out what's in the budget or the proposed budget, some thoughts, some priorities, things like that. Usually it's accurate, and if you put something in a public document that can easily be checked, I'm just saying, these are budgets. They're public records, man. Come on now. That's either laziness, ignorance, or arrogance.
Well, you'd have to assume that one read the budget, especially before taking office. And I do remember some comments being made. Well, I'm not sure what's in there. I have to wait until I get in to dive in. Like, no, you don't.
Well, she's a follower of Nancy Pelosi.
All of this was there for you. Like you.
Let's go to facts. Let's go to facts. Let's give the folks some facts. All right. So it starts off. Here's the budget message. All right. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I'll start off at the top. So this is for the 2025-2026 Lafayette Consolidated Government Budget, and for our folks outside of Lafayette or even outside of Louisiana. This is relevant, even relevant to you, because you too could be living in a city or a town or a village right now, and your executive, your mayor, or your parish president, county president, whatever it is, okay, they may be totally lying to you, selling you a bag of goods. Nobody puts them in check. I don't know. I mean, maybe they feel, I will say this. To put out this budget message, you have to feel emboldened that no one will call you out on your lies. Let's dive in. Second, this budget represents a continued reset in the financial direction of the Lafayette consolidated government. We agree. We agree, Madam Mayor President. You are definitely resetting us. You are bringing us way into the land of big government, way into the land of we can fix everything, way. See how much of a team player. Anyway, it's a foundation for the revitalization and growth for the future of Lafayette office. Now, but tell me now, when we left office, did we not have common instinct? Maybe more diverse, and we never turned our back on oil and gas.
Also, had the least impact from COVID. Arguably, may have been in the nation.
I do first to open up, and that was done not by me alone. I have other mayors parish, and they the back on it. So for the second budget cycle of this administration, let me go back to the economy. The economy don't just pop up. All right. And I will say the economy that we inherited was not the economy we handed off. Not even close. Night and day. Night and day. When all the forecasts after COVID, all these cities and parishes and counties and states, we're going to be bankrupt, blah, 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 blah. We were forecast to lose another 10 million. It was quite the opposite because we got government the hell out of the way. We got medical doctors in front of the people and to the media. I give you credit. You covered it. We put the experts in front of the folks. The folks made the decision, and that's how it's supposed to be. That would not have been the case if it happened now. All right. So for the second budget cycle of this administration, there is an increased focus on improving the fiscal strength of both the city and parish general funds. Well, again, we balanced the budget all 4 years. Am I wrong?
Nope.
There you go. Public process. Kudos to council too. This is any project we've done, any budget we passed. No one's a king or queen down there. Okay.
Not just balance, just a surplus.
That's true too. That's
increased fund balance.
Yes, because when we got into office, we had a financial crisis. The British we didn't have it. The federal fund was forecast to be at $50,000 at the end of the first year. So who writes anything? Who writes? Data did he have to give us that recommendation? He didn't give us none, but he's the auditor.
Same auditor. They still have Burton Coulter.
And then the next year, willy-nilly, he said, oh, no, not $1 million. You got to have whatever. So whatever he said, whatever was in that budget, what he said. So, I mean, so to say this is a lie. You are suggesting something. You're not blatantly lying. You're suggesting something that is patently false. This is only the beginning. All right. There's so much more. I haven't even dove into this budget message. All right. So look, let's take a little break. We're going to actually get into ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act. You see, right now, your current government is telling you that's been floating you for 5 years now. I'll tell you what, that 86 million, whoo, it must have floated a lot. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. You won't. Welcome back to our studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Your hometown lawyers. Give those guys a call, man. Bill and Bear. All right, let's go back into the budget of Lafayette Consolidated Government. I thought I was done with that. Anywho,
Hey, you still live here.
that's why I'm covering it. I'll be honest with you. Well, that end, this is so egregious that someone has to, and
Well,
I hope to just bring facts. That's my goal.
She
That's my
can't
goal.
just keep putting her
But-
name. Yeah, like bad. Like no, can't lie.
Hey,
Can't lie.
In one breath, she blames all of her problems on our administration, and in that same breath, claims such a great economy. She had nothing to do with
That she did in her one budget because she's had two.
it's true. Yeah. All your problems, yours is just a Democrat blaming everybody else. How much did Biden blame Trump? I mean, it's like that's just what they do. But when you run on life, when you run on no vision, you have no goals, when you have no plan, and you're a Democrat with the major, you know. Yeah, anyway,
Didn't even say a word, man.
I know you're strong presence.
My clear eyes.
I just point open up the phone. I don't want to hear you. No, only talking about the local big Democrat. But all right, that's all. But that's all good. To his credit, he messaged back, and but yeah, look, feel free to call in. You can disagree with us, you can agree with us, whatever. All right, so here's the deal: the current mayor president is using they use this line. Her and Jan Swift used this line in they were talking about. It was so it didn't make sense then, and it makes even less sense now. We were at a debate or whatever. One of them made a comment like, because I said we balance the budget all 4 years, yet at the same time we increase our investments, increased funding for drainage, increased funding for roads, made it a priority, and that's why you saw so much drainage work. That's why you saw so much road work when we were in office. We didn't need all those government employees to get the job done. All right. But anyway, so in the campaign trail, the talking points on the other side was make included was always, well, thanks to that federal money. And again, I kept that like, I mean, I'm gonna be nice,
but they don't pay attention.
Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. I know the budget's not her strength. Okay, I don't try to pretend it is and say half truths and say lies. So what they're saying is, finally, I understand. 3 years later, I can. It took me that long to cipher through the call it. All right. So they're saying that our administration used ARPA funds, which is one-time funding from the federal government. Okay, yeah, that's true. We used one-time funding for recurring expenses, and that's why we were able to balance the budget. Guys, it's a public document. Go read it. That is so wrong. I'm telling you right now, we're here to bring truth today. That is a lie. That's not even misspeaking. That is not even misspeaking, or you don't understand the budget. And that is scary that your CFO will let you publish something. Matter of fact, your chief financial officer let you. Now that I think about it, I remember how many checks and balances at least I put in so that I make sure we're accurate. I can't believe there's no way, Madam President, no way your CFO knew that you wrote this.
Unless since last year, they put amendments in to take our funds and move the and I'm pretty sure they probably did some of that, or maybe some of these council members did. No, wasn't us.
No, but look back at my fault, okay? Go back and look. Yeah, it was a right.
Because it was after.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. All right. So ARPA, America Rescue Act, sent the parish, I think, 40 city 36 or 37 million, something like that. All right. Now, if you need we the public, yeah, you can access to go pull up there. You go. So go back and look, and here's how you find it. 6 track all the money. You put Bitcoin lies. You don't know if go look at the budget request we made. 100% was spent on expenses at a backlog of infrastructure projects. Other Democrat cities and Rhino run cities were using that to plug their budget hell open. We said they held shrunk government and appropriate those funds beforehand, whether they want to admit it or not. You should look at public records, emails, texts, whatever. Okay, that's from Public Works, drainage, traffic, roads and bridge, park. Look at the investments in parks and recs. I mean, look all infrastructure, all one-time expenditures. And here's another thing, guys. Just a thought. And this is paramount. This is paramount. So, to say ARPA, like you're using ARPA. Like ARPA's paying recurring expenses. ARPA was in the year 2021. Okay? It was in budget year 2022 through a budget amendment. And it might have been 2022, but it was through a budget amendment, which amended budget, which
real big one.
A real big, and it created those two funds, 650 and 651. This is such lazy reporting on the media, or they're in cahoots with the Blanco family, and you make the decision. I don't know. It's kind of hard to not believe this is what I'm saying. It's so easy to find out. So 2021. So you're blaming when you're on your budget, Monique. Your budget. This is your second budget. So, Monique, any deficit spending or recurring expenses that you feel like you need to shore up and rise, that's out of your first budget. That's your budget.
Wait, by right side, I gotta add by right side. Does she mean like making it bigger? Because she did change the size of government.
Absolutely.
She grew the cost.
She's a Democrat. And here's another thing. $800.7 million. Whatever the total audience budget is, multiply that, look at it us 5 years. This was, I think, 5 years ago, okay? In the bucket. You maintain anything with that. I mean, come on. It's a lazy argument. We're going to do this. A lot more lies we're going to bring truth to. broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are discussing LCG's, the President Monique Blanco-Boulay, her budget message for 25-26. It has a lot of half-truths, a lot of mistruths for sure, and some blatant lies. One lie is that ARPA, or federal funds, that somehow that's what that we when I was in office and Jamie's office, that our administration used those one-time one-time federal dollars for recurring expenses, and that is patently false. And you can go check that. Fund 650, Fund 651. All right, go look at it. That's patently wrong. Follow all the amendments, because you're right. I don't know what they were doing the last year and a half. So maybe so.
Well, I remember they were giving some to nonprofits.
I'm sure, because that's what Democrats do with no accountability. I'm sure there are good ones. There are good ones out there.
And you invested the money into things that are useful for the people of Lafayette, to things that were needed, to things that improve the quality of life, period.
And it was 5 years ago. How are you, like, media? Come on, man. Come on. I come in good faith, man. I do. Like, this is one where even you, like the current. Come on, man. Come on. Jamie, you were head of comms. You were head of communications.
Yes,
did the current ever just copy and paste what you sent?
Absolutely not. Unless they were taking it to you out of context.
Oh, that's true.
They predetermined, they already know the angle of their story before they go. And it's not that they're lazy. They're pushing an agenda. And they are like basically a mouthpiece for the administration.
Look, I don't hate them. Just admit it, because don't
respect them.
Well, it's hard. Look, and I say this, I just give you my honest opinion, but I say this with love. It's hard to respect that organization because they lie and they call themselves out as journalists. Journalists at minimum get multiple sides. Journalists at minimum fact check things that are public record. You know what I mean?
Like, I was a journalist. If somebody put somebody's name in their mouth, I would reach out to that name and see if they had something to say.
Exactly. But let's keep on. All right. So we're opening up the phone lines, 232-5042. I want the current to call, 844-766-6607. I'll be nice. I'm always, me and Christian are friends. I love him.
Yeah, I like Christian.
I do too. I want him to come on the show. I'd love for him to come on this, but he won't. All right. Let's see. Caller, you were live on the Josh Guillory Show. Thank you for holding. What you got today?
Hey, Mr. Josh.
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. What you got, my man?
Josh, I'm still a big supporter of you.
Thank you.
And I felt you were robbed. But I gotta hand it to you. You took it like a man. You took it like a man, and you set a good example. But now gloves are off, and I like how you speak your mind. I like how you speaking the truth, and just keep up good work, bro.
Hey, brother, I appreciate that. Thank you for the support.
I'll just say one more thing.
Yes,
I'll do my best to support Monique Blanco-Boulay. Mm-hmm. But just let's keep in mind, she was a Democrat turned Republican. So everybody knows. And it's no disrespect. Made a good Lord to mama's soul. I'm not going to say it. Don't disrespect the mama. But Monique Blanco-Boulay bowed down to Mary Andrews, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, and John Bel Edwards.
That's right. Speaking the truth. Hey, brother, I appreciate that. I don't take your support lightly. My wife doesn't, our family, our friends. And thanks for the kind words. It's admittedly kind of awkward to talk about this just because it's so personal. I mean, when someone's saying facts that are not facts or statements that are not facts and calling them facts, it's really bizarre, actually. I've objectively really pushed myself to think, have I ever seen an elected official issue a document that had this many factual inaccuracies and blatant lies? And I'm really pressed to find an example. And I've been around some folks, okay? I mean, like, I've heard some doozies. I've heard speech doozies. I've heard, I've seen, it's hard, man. Look, we're just trying to bring truth here. We need to dive into this. But go ahead.
No, to be clear, I've put out misinformation before, accidentally.
Yeah,
but what did I do?
Blood.
Yeah, exactly. But what I do, I fell on my sword. I retracted it. If you
Of
make a
course.
mistake, you make a mistake.
We're
But
all
if
human.
you lie, you're a liar.
We're all
Period.
human. That's why the current, I gave him courtesy. I reached out and said, hey, just letting y'all know you report some lies. That's why I give my boy Christian credit. At least he responded back, didn't write the article. But I think he's in charge, isn't he?
Do believe.
Anyway, I like the guy. I think he likes me too. I think. Anyway, all right, to Warren. And after Warren, I want to go into some of the. So the mayor press says she's addressing critical service and operational issues. We're going to dive into that. I'll translate the political jargon, fluff, nonsense, BS. Warren, what's that?
Well, I just want to say that that whole election really started a downhill spiral for me as far as voting, and it's like now I'm to the point to where I don't even want to vote anymore unless I feel like I will make a difference. I feel like I've been played, and it was disgusting. It was just so absolutely a turn off because it was disgusting. But I think the machines have been rigged. The process is really flawed. I think they control it, the way the votes come in. And this project in the back behind me has been left vacant, which I think is now going up the river with dirt, which we could have had a really beautiful park.
Yep.
We could have really developed it. And, as time goes, we need the land. There's so much building going on. And just to leave it sit idle after spending that money on it is pretty disgusting.
Yep.
Thank
you. Warren. Appreciate that. Big project he's referring to. And Monique stopped it purely out of political reasons because it was our project. We worked our tail off to get as many projects that help people, even especially in areas that didn't even vote for me. Okay. But it's the right thing to do, man. We got those things at least started where she hopefully couldn't cancel them because she was canceling project and made it known. Anything with my name on it, it was done.
And would people
which is horrible. That's real people, by the way. And by the way, most of those projects were on the books collecting dust for about 10 to 15 years. We actually, when you cut spending and when you shrink government, and you make government do what government's supposed to do, yeah, I don't know, shocker, you actually start getting things done. But man, all right, so in the first page, page 39 of the budget, but on the first page of her, Mayor President Monique Blanco-Boulet's Mayor President's message, go to the bottom, addressing critical service gaps and operational efficiencies. All right, I'm going to summarize it. Fluffity, fluffity, fluff, 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 summary. Public transit. Public transit. Like, this is the big thing. These are the big things. Not roads, not drainage, not public safety, not working to get police officers adequate pay or firefighters, the resources they need. None of that. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. We think it's public transit. Spoken like a Democrat. Only a Democrat would put an emphasis on a money-losing, rarely used, but very clean. I will give them that. Services.
Well, this is what happens when you use a proxy as your mouthpiece. Number one, the current is a mouthpiece. Last week, they ran an article about transit.
All right.
And the long short, we get about $200,000 in revenue. We only have 3 drivers, and the bus system costs millions of dollars a year. Transit system totals $6 million. The gist of it was to make bus rides free, to get more people to ride buses so we can subsidize it more. And now we're going to add 500 or whatever more she wants to add.
Bud, don't get worked up. I know it's hard.
More money to lose it? What is wrong with them? Sorry, I get a little excited. Know this.
But don't get too mad. It's just a philosophies. When you have a Democrat, in her case, Republican, literally a Republican in name only, okay? So when you have those different philosophies, okay, you have someone like Monique Blanco-Boulet and the other Democrats, okay, different philosophies, who thinks that everything should be centralized, that government is the answer to all. So the answer to, and it's always the people must give up. Hold on. It's always the people must give up, never the government with these rhinos and Democrats. Not so anyway. So what do we ask to alleviate traffic? Public transit. It's needed. I get it, and I support it, but not over drainage, not over roads, and not as the solution for traffic. How about build more roads, make them more efficient, invest in technology like we did to make the traffic lights move more efficiently and in real time. That's how you do it, not public transit. Gosh, just like with the housing crisis, that's not really a thing. Okay, it's pushed by the media and the left. Housing crisis. Her solution is everybody should rent out their garages. Like, what the hell are we? I live here.
What?
I still pay taxes. I care. back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from Bill and AR Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Bill and AR, your hometown lawyer, man. Give those guys a call. They'll take care of you. All right, so we are covering...
we got to say thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
To Chad.
Yeah, Chad Hardy, thank you, bud. Look, last week he called in, and I didn't know if he was going to do it. You know, people... He brought us some good old goodies. Got some cookies right here. I get 8. He had 4.
And it says it 8 for Josh.
It says it with 3 smiley faces. So,
Did he ration out the cracklings, or are we good? We can
split the cracklings.
No, you take them.
Oh, man, I love cracklings, man. Golly. All right, so chicken cracklings, too. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're covering the local LCG's, specifically the mayor president's budget message. And specifically the lies, half-truths, and we're just covering. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what to call it.
Shane in Youngsville is asking for a high-speed rail line from Youngsville to downtown Lafayette. Trump might nix it.
All right, so let's go into some more things, shall we? All right, here's another half-truth. And this is a half-truth, okay? Suggesting things. You know, Democrats... Rhinos more so than, and as evident by this, like to take credit for other folks' stuff, and which is like whatever. That doesn't bother me. And maybe amongst other things, but let's just go. So, all right, I'm a taxpayer too. Let's see what we're investing our money in that we work very hard. All right, let's see here. Invest. All right, so on page 2, you go up to prioritizing public safety. Okay, all right. I want to go talk to some folks. But anyway, continued focus on flood risk mitigation. Didn't she decrease funding last year for drainage? Oh, increased the salaries. I'm sorry. Okay, she increased the salaries of some government employees, but reduced drainage expenditure. Wow.
And stopped many drainage projects, mind you.
And cut back on maintenance. Where has Lafayette Parish seen recent flash flooding at? Oh, it's always around conveyance structures. It's Monique. That is where you transfer water. That was a low blow. I'm sorry. That was a low blow. I take it back. That was mean. I apologize. I had to. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right. So you got open channel, which is the ditches you see. You got culverts. You got subterranean. That subterranean, just because you can't see it, doesn't mean you don't need to clean it. Okay. So we got all that stuff on a recurring, at minimum, once a year. Remember that? Remember how hard that was? We worked with Brian to get? That didn't happen overnight. But we streamlined that stuff so we could get the ditches cleaned, the conveyance structures cleaned out so you can move water. I'm not an engineer, but my appreciation after doing that for 4 years is drainage is all about holding and moving water responsibly. That's it. Let those experts do all the rest. But you know what I mean. So anyway. You can't, so when you say things like continued focus, those are 2 different words. One, continued would say you're going to continue doing something. I agree with you. You are continuing. You're continuing to neglect drainage. I will give you that. That is an objective statement. And I'm only saying that based on my eyes, based on the budget, and based on public record. You can see your efforts or lack thereof. And you can see the significant drop in funding for it. You can see that.
And but hold on.
But continued focus? You ain't focusing on flood risk mitigation. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, often the response is, well, we just don't have enough. There's not enough. You know what happened? We ran into the same issues. Didn't have enough equipment, didn't have enough people. You know who does? The private sector.
Thank you.
You know who you can contract out?
Yes.
The private sector.
Just get it done. Don't have the financial long-term liabilities that you do with paying pensions, with paying health insurance, with paying all these things. And you know what else you don't have to deal with?
Flooding.
And if the job's not getting done, you fire the contractor. Next. Like, this is not, running the government is not hard. It's not hard. You just, do what you said you're going to do. That's good, because that's good for trust in public. And, but focus on what government's supposed to do. That's it. All right. So let's look at now, when you go past that middle section, that is a lie. That is a very much a misleading statement. Continue to focus on flood risk mitigation. She's only putting that in there because Lafayette has been flooding since she's been in office on things that she shouldn't be flooding on. Water on roads, water outside the road. You know how easy it is to clean that up? When we have just regular rainstorms, we're stopping traffic, we're barricading, we're like, that's not necessary. Have a plan, be proactive, and get the damn traffic moving.
Shoot, today we may not be able to get out the parking lot.
Well, it's different administration. All right, now keep down at the bottom here, okay? Investing in public infrastructure. We're gonna lead hour number 2 on that, but we got a few little minutes here. I'll give you a little teaser. So I'm counting. Let's see here. I'm not going to say the project name because I want to talk about it next hour. But I will say the first one is not happening. The second one that started under Joel Robideau. You might want to give him some props. The third one now discussed started in our administration. The next one you're going to love when we cover this. When we cover this one, I'm going to tease it. Government dollars spent on more government things. That's all I'm going to say on that. And then there's a whole bunch of more stuff here that I can show you she had nothing to do with. I can tell you. Actually, don't let me or Jamie show you. And I have no problem with that. Hey, look, I did plenty of projects that Joel started, but you know what? I was grateful and I was thankful. And I mean, politics and infrastructure? What? I never understood that. Anyway, guys, look, stick around. Hour number 2. We're just afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear studios right here in Acadiana. I remain your grateful host, and in studio with me still is my main man over there, Jamie Angel.
That's right. I want to tell you all about rumble.com.
What?
Go check us out. And our store is now open.
Yeah.
Josh Guillory Show merchandise.
Get your merch. Get your merch.
Custom keychains, your baseball caps, shirts, your
Whoa.
stickers. All available now if you go check us out on Rumble or go check us out on Facebook. The link is there as well.
All right. We love it. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning back in. So we are covering Mayor President Monique Blanco Boulet's budget message for the 2025-2026 budget. I'll summarize. She is, like every other Democrat in elected office, blaming the previous guy on some of her problems. Her budget, apparently she had to right size her own budget, but she claimed me. So, when you say you're under a current, and here's another thing. When you say you're under current fiscal distress, okay, that there's fiscal issues on recurring expenses, we can't pay our bills. Well, you're operating on your budget, Monique. Any shortfalls, any right sizing, what other liberal terms do they use in government?
All right.
Anything else? Sustainability, resiliency. Am I missing any? All the fluffs. Anyway, that's all on you. This is your budget. I know you have mentors in Obama and Biden, and you saw them blame their predecessors for all their mistakes, and you believe the people are too stupid to I guess catch you in your lies, and quite frankly, you got all the tools available to you. You got the media in your pocket, or at least, yeah. Anyway, so let's go with truth, okay? So go to page 3 of the Mayor President's budget message. And Mayor President Blanco Boulet says, down at the bottom, investing in public infrastructure, public buildings, and quality of life. Okay, fluff. And key projects funded include, let's talk about them. Let's talk about the projects, all right? Sounds great. Johnson Street. Okay, there's only one way. I'm bringing truth to you. I am bringing truth, all right? There's only one way Johnson Street happens, and that's if the Mayor President inappropriately uses drainage dollars to build or bury power lines, basically. That's how that's going to happen. Or let me see the funding. When we want to do a project, we talked about it. We said this is our plan, and then we go to the councils and we get approved. It's not hard. University Avenue. Okay, that started under Joel Robideau. Like, if you really want to give props, give it to Mayor President Robideau. He's the one that started it. He's the one that started that project, and he did it in spot. And look, here's another thing. Got to be careful on this one. It might be too much. It might be too much. I don't want. It's true, but it might be too much. All right, I got to be responsible with my words here, because I really do. I want to come with facts and truth and not cloud the issue. All right, Bertrand Drive, claim victory, baby, claiming victory. So we're on project 3 that she's saying. So the first 2 she had nothing to do with. Oh, Bertrand Drive, dog, them dang public records, they're so frustrating. The truth and facts. Well, that started under our administration. I will give Mayor President Robideau credit. The idea may have started in his. But point being, it wasn't her administration. She had nothing to do with it. Now, this one is all hers. City Hall repairs and renovations. That's all her. 100%. I had nothing to do with it. Yes, exactly.
There were some items under your administration.
I'm about to say that.
Okay.
All right. I'm always honest with the folks. City Parish Hall, or what they call it now, City Hall, is not or was not in great condition. I get that. We got that. And there was some needed funds. And we did use some ARPA funds to pay for that, because ARPA funds are one-time funding, and we used it for a one-time project, not recurring expenses, as the Current reported inaccurately. And I'm sure the other media outlets, once they get this budget message, will report it inaccurately as well. But you, my dear audience, know the truth. My dear neighbors, it's all public record.
I just, I went back and looked at the actual the CFO's introductory thing, and this got me. So there's a total increase of $51.6 million in expenditures, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's largely due to, word for word, the total increase of $51.6 million is largely due to transition from use of one-time ARPA dollars back to normalized funding levels and funding sources. Now, wait, also, the increase can also be attributed to a 2% cost of living increase for employees at a cost of $2.3 million across all. Listen, let's make this clear. ARPA was budgeted in 2021, 2022.
Like, really?
That if it was continued to be budgeted, it was wrong. Right? That money had to be spent by the end of this fiscal year.
Yeah.
Or the end of this year or next year. But it had to be allocated by the end of last fiscal year. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, that's another good point.
That money was all allocated last year. So you just spent an extra $51.6 million.
Thank you.
You just
in 2
spent
years.
an extra, no, in 1 year. You just spent an extra $51.6 million and you're trying to say because you ran out of other money? No, this is on top of.
But this is egregious. Now I don't give that CFO any more cover. This is guys, your tax dollars are paying this political hack job and cents. What, I don't know what page that's on, but this is literally from the chief
49.
Financial officer. Go to page 49 at the top underneath that chart. The total increase of $51.6 million, you just read, I'm going to read it again, is largely due to transition from use of one-time ARPA dollars back to basically recurring expenses. They call it normalized funding levels and funding sources. That is such a patent lie. That is a patented lie. That is false. That is not truth. That is a patent lie. And this person is supposed to be the one that keeps the elected official in check. This is the person that's supposed to say, I get it, Madam Mayor President. You want to be political. I get it, but you can't. My CFOs would have eaten. This would have never. Lori Toops would have had me in the push-up position if I even thought about making that budget message inaccurate or overly political. I mean, there's always a political point to it. We got to be honest, but not to where it's lying. Not to where it's even suggesting half-truths. Guys, this is a public document. This is a message to the people. And you have your chief financial officer lying, not mistaken. She has no excuse. She's a professional, and she has no reason because she either knew or had reason to know. She's held to a much higher standard than that mayor president. Now, the mayor president also knows she's lying, but she's a blanco Democrat. All right, let's see here. Let's keep going on. So the City Hall repairs, it caught my eyes because we literally just renovated the place. And I mean, like 4 years ago when it was about to fall down.
We changed the roof and, some key things that needed to happen, but it was in pretty good shape.
I'd love to see how much money we're about to spend on facility repairs. All right, there's so much more to talk about. Yeah, I'm seeing. Oh, yeah. That's definitely another lie. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this one. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the Bill and Bear Studios right here in Acadiana. Bill and Bear, your hometown lawyers. I know those guys, love those guys. Unbelievable. All right, to my very worried friend, I promise I'll put my seatbelt on and I promise I'll drive carefully.
Weather's awful.
And I love you for checking on me. You know what I'm talking about. All right, and obviously I'm getting a lot of messages. We rarely cover local stuff, but to our audience outside of Lafayette, outside of Acadiana, this is relevant to you too. It really is. We're talking about a Democrat that's registered as a Republican who is promoting lies in a public record and has her chief financial officer who has a professional and ethical responsibility. Okay, just saying, just throwing that one out there. Just throwing that one out there. You know, that might be happening in your city and you don't know. Maybe your media is not covering it. Maybe they don't know where to look in their defense. In their defense, I try to give the folks benefit of the doubt, even the media. I try to. All right. So some other projects, again, some half truths here. Improvements to existing walking paths and planning for future paths. Okay. All right. Well, that was started under our administration, but okay, you're continuing. That's good. Modernization of the Hyman Performing Arts Center. Well. To all my art lovers, I guess we're not getting a new performing arts center. Do y'all know that we had that thing figured out with no tax increase? That is crazy, man. That is crazy. I didn't get I don't know if I got a single vote from the arts and community, okay? But I tried my best. All right. Y'all said y'all needed a new damn performing arts center. And we went out and found a way to do it without raising taxes. And you fought us tooth and nail. We still gave you what you want. And I guess now we abandoned it. And I'm going to say this also truth, and this is going to sound arrogant, but I do not mean it to sound arrogant. Please do not take it that way. I'm serious. Monique doesn't understand what it takes to get that kind of stuff done because she doesn't understand delegation and she doesn't understand incorporating other leaders in the process that might have good ideas that are in their own lane that can contribute to the bigger picture. And that allows you to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions well within the legal framework to offer your folks. Said differently, think outside the box. You got a legal team. You kept most of our lawyers. They're all good. Ask them. I mean, right? Keep them. You wouldn't keep them if they're bad. You wouldn't keep those lawyers if they would say things that aren't true. That might be relevant in the future, guys. That might be relevant. I don't know. All right. So improvements to existing. Yeah, we saw that. That's good. Modernization. That Carmel Drive sidewalk started under our administration. Pinhook Road turn lane. That's a state project. You can go ask Representative Couson. It also started in our administration. Cormier Road improvements. I don't know about that. That might be her. Design and construction of various bridge replacements. Okay, guys. That's a half truth. Go look at the budget. This is all public record. And here's a key. Don't look at what's budgeted. Look at the end. Well, I wouldn't trust anything coming out of that CFO's. After I saw that, I wouldn't trust anything coming out of that CFO's office. And I'm telling you guys, that's bad. Like, that's malpractice, man. I don't even know how you have a license. This is my opinion.
They left out all the good parts too, like the part where the general fund increased by $9,000. $9,000.
Which I'm going to translate that. It'll be negative 2.5 million at the end of the year once they do all their budget amendments as Democrats.
Just saying, you increase spending $51 million and you still couldn't find a few million to put in the reserve?
Yeah, in your own budget.
But
hold on, look at this. In her own budget, it says restoring the general fund balances and things like that.
Well, she's cutting the parish general fund by $998,000.
Guys, if I were living in municipalities, I'd be pissed. And I'll be pissed about what I'm about to read you, but I'm trying to get through these projects here. Let's see. Completion of the parish courthouse renovation. She had nothing to do with that too. That's the state and previous budgets in the last administration. Let's see here. Maintain the Lafayette Parish Jail to functional standards. Yeah, that's a lie. Okay, I don't know how to say that. I don't know how else to say that. I mean, she probably has the worst relationship with the. Well, I'm gonna let everybody else do their stuff, but I don't think there's too much teamwork going on there at LCG. I think it's the same leadership style as Mama, where the queen bee makes all the shots. That's my take. That's my take. I mean, I pay taxes just like everybody else. So of the projects that does have something to do with two of them. All right. And I get it. If you only put two projects, it wouldn't look too great. I get it. I understand. Just don't put any.
I just got some new information. Someone just told me about this whole city hall renovation.
What?
Apparently, they planned a $17 million renovation and then to move the entrance to university. Like, why on earth? What's
that can't be true.
I hope it's not. I mean,
that can't be true. That can't be true. Hey, look, let's why. Okay, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think our audience would be shocked. But anyway, now I want to change gears a little bit to all our peeps out there that live in the municipalities. A lot of people. Who lives out there in Dusson? Who lives out there in Youngsville, Karen Crow? Where you at? Broussard. Scott. Where you at? Where you at out there? Probably a lot of folks. I mean, we knew she could care less about the parish when she went in. She's a big city Democrat, Blanco politics. They need the cities to win statewide elections, and she could give two rats you know what about Lafayette. This is a stepping stone. She's a Blanco. All right. I'm going to read. I'm on page 41 at the top, okay, of the budget, but it's the third page. Okay, so it's the third page of the mayor president's budget message.
And it's true, by the way.
Get out of here.
There's
no.
2.9 million this year. 2.7 was left, and then they got 4 million each year for the 4 years following.
Just enough for her to do it in her first year or second term or something like that. Now, maybe they'll try different. It's capital funds. It's capital. They'll start sooner. Yeah, it's important to them. They'll start. Drainage, on the other hand.
Remember we were talking about the Fed?
You said how much? 17 million?
Yeah.
Then you should have a $17 million surplus.
I think it's
but what's
more.
the first year one of the capital?
It's 2.8.
You should have a $2.8 million surplus. You should have. We the people can go and almost build now a roundabout with that. They're popular.
It's about 19.8 million total is what it looks like.
That's crazy, guys. Is that what you want to spend your money on? Talk about a total difference between a conservative and a liberal, and a big government liberal. We renovate the place, bring it up to par, and I'm talking really nice for what, $1 million? You know, which I thought was too much. Y'all talked me into it.
In the meantime,
yeah, like really, Jamie Citra talked me into it. I did not want to do it, but we did it. And it was needed, and you guys were right. But to then turn around and spend how much? $19 million? This is your money, guys. You vote. You vote.
How about people flooding down? What do
Well,
they
how
think
about
about
this?
that?
So they want to exactly.
Could have spent that money, maybe, I don't know, improving drainage downtown for people who are continuing to flood.
Or at minimum, not cancel the downtown drainage projects that we had funded in the budget because it had our name on it. She canceled it. Downtown started taking in water. And now all of a sudden it's a priority. It's about as priority as her budget replicates. Okay. Not much.
What good would it, like, what's the point of moving the entrance to City Hall? Like, why on earth?
Where's the public benefit of that?
And why haven't we heard about this?
Yeah. Media. Hey, the current. Where you at? Why don't you report? If I would have even thought of that, ridiculousness. I mean, you fought us on roads and drainage.
We couldn't even fix the escalator.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Which,
Just 3 years to get an elevator.
Well, we had other priorities. Our duty was to the people, not to the system, and damn sure not to political causes. We'll be right back. I got to talk about culture. I can't wait. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the Bill and Bear Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Your hometown lawyers, they cover all of South Louisiana. So if you got legal questions, call my boys and gals over there at Bill and A Bear, your hometown lawyers. All right, I want to
Want to knock out some of these chats real
yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
All right, we got Mr. Kenny wrote in. Love Mr. Kenny.
I love
He's just
Mr. Kenny.
Great
Thank
follower.
you.
Says, good evening, Josh and Jamie. I applaud the both of you for speaking out about this budget and making people aware of it. I was originally sad that you were not going to speak of local politics on the show, and I was really on by that comment. I wanted the truth spoken, especially when she thought she had the opportunity to blame the past administration for everything. Josh, I voted for you for each office that you run for, and if you put your name on the ticket for anything again, my vote will be right there with you. I have so much respect for the both of you. Thank you for taking the time today to speak out and make everyone aware of the truth.
Mr. Kenny, you're always kind. I'm going to turn as red as that bucket I'm looking at right now, but I do. Hey, I appreciate that. That means a lot.
We also had a couple comments on Facebook.
Oh yeah, go to my Facebook page or the show's face page. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's
you're busy over there.
One person says, "Have you noticed nothing is being fixed in Lafayette? When Josh was our mayor, we saw construction everywhere, but this administration, nothing is getting done."
Hey, look, it's about priorities. Those stuff is, and I appreciate that comment too. That was Facebook. Thank you to the user there. I appreciate the comment. Appreciate the kind words. They are doing stuff. I mean, I'm not saying they're not doing stuff. They're just doing liberal stuff. They're doing big government stuff. They're growing jobs in the government and not in the private sector. That's what Democrats do. So it's just different priorities. I just feel
different
that government.
Speeds.
It's definitely different.
Y'all gave us grief for how fast we moved on everything. Things were more in 4 years than you're probably going to see in the next 8.
Oh, combined. I mean, she hadn't done anything yet. I mean, look, guys, we're helping LCG even when we're not in office. Look at this. I just went over all the projects that the mayor president highlights as priorities, key projects, because infrastructure really not a priority. So key projects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, my contacts are 2 days old, so maybe I missed. But of those 12 that I counted, 10 to 12, 2. She had something to do with 2.
How many houses is she going to buy with $500,000?
That's her big drainage. Just spend $500,000 buying houses. Hey,
it's like one house.
It's part of you can probably get
2 houses.
Well, it's part of the solution. It is one very small part. Very small part. You should have started off with not canceling all the damn drainage projects. That's what I would have started off with. All right, I'm going to read this top part, and then we're going straight to the phone lines. I appreciate everybody's patience. All right, go to page 3 of the president's budget message. It says, we are investing in every corner of the city of Lafayette and unincorporated areas of Lafayette Parish. Prioritizing the modernization and revitalization. What the hell does that mean? Of our existing infrastructure? What infrastructure?
Bertrand Drive.
That started in our administration. The idea, though, full candor, might have started in Joel. So credit where credit's due. All right. So as well as build new public assets. Yeah. To accommodate growth and economic development. That is such buzzwords that mean nothing. It should mean nothing to you. Action, action, action. I could care less about your words. I used to say it all the time. Judge me by my feet, not my lips. Feet. Yeah. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Now, before we go to Chad, this is what I'm saying. If I was in the municipalities, I'd be so upset. So we are investing in every corner of the city of Lafayette and unincorporated areas of Lafayette Parish. Does she know she's the parish president? Does she know she's the parish president? Does she know that there are genuine question? Does she know that the parish has duties and obligations inside those municipalities? So why aren't they? Why aren't you? Yeah, that's the main one. Why aren't you investing in every corner of the parish? If I was a municipality, I'd be so pissed.
Well, unless she's just going to put all the ditches and coulees around the municipalities. But that might work out, tough with some of those annexations down the road.
I don't know, man. I hope our engineers do better than that damn CFO. All right, let's go, Chad. What you got?
Hey, Mayor Parish President Guillory, you're doing a damn good job. And again, earlier, like I said, You remain humble. You remain kind, compassionate. Now the golf on. Let's get it on. You can do like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You got spurred down with a beer cup.
Hey, let's get it rolling. Hey, Chad, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thanks for the kind words earlier as well. Very humbled by it. Big Chris in the hizzy for shizzy. What's up, my man?
Hey, I thought she was running with an R in front of her name, right?
Yeah,
I guess
that's right.
Rhino.
Oh yes.
Well, you know, the father did the same thing to Jinder when they ran. She character assassinated him. The same thing her daughter did to you. And when she started doing it, I said, what's she going to do? All she's doing is talking about what assassinate your character. And right then and there, I said, that ain't a Republican.
Yeah.
It's a Rhino.
And I like just run as you are. I mean, everybody knows she's a Democrat. You be you.
Be your true self.
You be you. Hey, John Bell won the state twice. Democrats can win. I mean, Mama was a Democrat.
Not a good one, but anyway. I'd rather
don't say it's flooding.
Run as a Democrat. You run as a Democrat if you're going to be a Democrat. Don't run as a Democrat.
Yeah.
Come on, be a Democrat.
Just be you.
What was all the trend that
don't
year?
lie to. That's like a transgender man acting like a woman, pulling people in the bar and gets his butt whipped.
That's right.
When
that
they
is
find out the truth.
The thing with rhinos, their very nature, they're lying to you by their very nature. They're presenting themselves to be conservative, and they are nothing but what's going on in Lafayette right now. Government's growing. That's all they care about. And this person, so we're going to continue. I'm coming to you, Warren. Just hang. All right. So municipalities, for such a long period of time, you were treated like redheaded stepchildren. No offense to redheads. Okay. But you were treated as them.
They still are. Much
and
worse.
Now you are, and I know how hard those mayors work. And I know how many great things you can accomplish if you work together and you put egos aside and you just work for the common good. Okay. You had 4 years of an example of that. Joint projects out the wazoo, man. Getting assets where they need to be. Stop taking all this control. We ran the damn government like a conservative. Empower those local governments, but don't abandon them. And that's what this mayor president is doing. It's a culture thing. That's what the elites want. It's all about division.
Playing the game. You didn't play the game, and you lost because you didn't cheat. But they play the game, but it's stacked.
Yeah. You
have to be part of the elite. You got to be part of the group to succeed.
Got to be in the club.
They are powerful. Don't listen, y'all. Y'all take this for granted. 2 years ago, during the election, hunting season opened. Everybody wanted to go hunting. Turnout was in the teens. Don't come crying. Y'all wanted this. Y'all wanted
Jamie,
this.
That's
No. Y'all wanted this. You play the game. You get the winnings you win.
I'm not going to be as harsh as that. All right. Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. If I were the folks and all I heard from the media and from Monique Blanco Boulay, sorry. All right. If all I heard for 2 years was that Guillory is a crook and Guillory is corrupt and Guillory is evil and Guillory's that and Guillory's this and all these things that are patent lies, that are blatant lies. I'm here. Hello. If an ounce of that would have been true. I mean, look, Monique ran ads saying I was corrupt and then got under oath and said, I didn't mean Josh personally. Oh, no.
Yeah. Have you been arrested by the FBI yet?
Hell no, and nor should I.
There never was an FBI investigation.
Jeez, man.
But people believed it.
And the media ran with it.
Well, not the media, the current ran with it.
That's
started
true.
there. They started it.
That's true.
Leslie has her friends. No, they were investigating someone unrelated to LCG. But I mean, come on.
Hey man, whatever, dude. But look, so I don't blame the folks. There were probably a lot of people that were just turned off, and they weren't going to vote for her. She's a Democrat. But man, so hopefully those folks see what she was saying was lying. I mean, she is a liar, and don't word for it. Go look at public documents. Go back and run the tapes. Go back and run the tapes. I mean, they put all that on video. They put all that on in print. They put all that in all these different areas. Lied through their teeth. Let's go to Warren. Warren, bring the heat, baby. What you got, my man?
Well, you got it exactly right, Josh. We had conversations out in the street with my neighbors about this, and it was, bottom line is it's all about deception. The race with deception, and let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts, what they were then and what they are now. I've been living here 26 years, and I had the worst street in Lafayette. I mean, they must have done it on Monday when everybody was hungry. That they had more waves than the most uneven street. 26 years when you were in office, I have a beautiful street now. You can walk on barefooted. We had a little bit of problem with the mosquitoes. They doubled up on the mosquitoes. We don't even see a mosquito truck now.
Hey.
They left that a big mess behind me. We were so looking forward to it because it would have been great for elderly people. You could have had sidewalks. You could have restaurants and everything there, a little mini town. It would have been the most awesome thing around. And it is just totally disgusting. And this stuff, this playing sheep and wolves clothing. So we're tired of it. It's been used on us, and we've had enough, and it's going to bite them. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Warren. Appreciate you. All right, we'll take a little break. We come back. I want to talk about the parish. I want to talk about municipalities. And I want to talk about these millages. Didn't Monique raise taxes? Didn't she? Am I wrong? Am I right on that? Oh, I am right? Okay, well, then why would you? Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Home lawyers, those guys and gals a call. Bill and Abear, they'll take care of you. Hey, I saw a few messages that's quite popping on social media. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being engaged. Appreciate the comments for sure. Hey, let's go to another lie here. All right, so page 39 of the budget, I'm assuming the proposed budget. Page 1. Let's go back to page 1 of Mayor President Monique Blanco Boulet's budget message, okay? I want you to go to the third paragraph. It starts off with, we are proud. We are proud to maintain a city general fund balance of $58.2 million. Good. Whatever. Well above the Government Finance Officers Association's recommended 20%. Yes, so did we.
$9,800 higher than last year.
It should be 12 million higher. That renovation,
19 million higher.
19 million. I mean, spending our tax dollars on that. Anyway, watch this. Here's your lie, guys. The parental fund, historically below that target until fiscal year 2024, continues to maintain the threshold with a balance of $4.8 million. That is at minimum a half-truth. It's likely a lie. Oh, it is a blatant lie. What am I talking about? It's a lie. Go look at your parent. Go look. So the auditor's there for a reason. The auditor tells you what your minimum balance in your general fund should be. This particular auditor, for whatever reason, would change his number when it came to the parish. Okay,
It changes a lot of things I've noticed in his mode of operations there.
Whatever's politically convenient, man, guys. I'm going to tell y'all right now, auditors and the legislative auditor, 100% political. We need a new system. We really do. We need politics out of that crap. It's numbers, guys. It's numbers. It should be apolitical. Democrat, Republican, we should all wrap our arms around that. So this is a lie, okay? First of all, the parish general fund, when we took office, was forecasted to be $50,000 at the end of the fiscal year. We went into overdrive. Go look at the budgets. Our first budget that we introduced, I think it got up to just under $1 million, maybe over $1 million.
I think it was just over $1 million.
Just over $1 million first year. The second year, the auditor told us, put it at $1 million. Great, no problem. Kept it $1 million. We had $5 million, by the way. We had $5 million. Go look at, you know how I know I'm telling you the truth? Go look at the projects. Go look at the projects. If we needed to put more in the general fund, we'd have canceled some of those projects. This is not rocket science, and this is a blatant lie what our mayor president is presenting to us. To say historically below that target, that's just wrong. You had 4 years in a row where we handed you a Cadillac. All you had to do is change the damn oil. That's all you have to do. I'd like you to run it through the car wash every once in a while, just like I'd like you to cut grass and pick up trash and get rid of the panhandlers. But I know I'm asking a lot for a Democrat. Now, all right. So, yeah, that parish general fund is good because of the hard work of many people in our administration. I just told them to balance the thing. I said, what I tell you? Don't give me something that's not balanced.
I'm about to set you even more. So we were talking about a little something in the break, and we wanted to make sure we had verified it. You remember the Hyman Park Amphitheater?
Yeah.
And you remember they had a architect for that, Kirby Petco.
Okay. I mean, I didn't pick architects, but go ahead.
No, it was before your administration.
Okay.
And the reason it had come up was because for 4 years, nothing had been done. This man had gotten paid.
Which one is the project, is it?
Hyman Park Amphitheater.
Oh, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, we didn't have any designs or something. It wasn't complete after 4 years.
They just had a professional services review committee meeting, I believe yesterday.
I know where this is going.
They said that contract is still valid, and Kirby got the contract again, so he can sit on it for another 4 years and make money.
Now, is that right?
Oh, I forgot to mention, he's married to Leslie Turk, who is one of the head honcho at the Current, who is basically the mouthpiece for the Boulay administration.
Well, if I got no, I wouldn't, but you wouldn't either.
Oh, Christian Mader's family company also got a contract for
how much was that one?
$500,000, just below the threshold.
Well, okay, so the Current is getting paid $1 million by Lafayette consolidated government, and they're paying it to the families of people at the Current that report. Anybody? Hey, Current, did you disclose that? You're supposed to be transparent, right?
Well,
it's
different
transparent.
companies. Yeah, it's a different company. They just happen to be
Oh,
married.
yeah. And Nancy Pelosi's husband is so good at picking stocks. He's so dang good at picking stocks.
Going network in full swing, baby.
I want to say this, though. Here's a typical Democrat move. Go to page 4 of the budget, page 3, okay? And go to support for unincorporated Lafayette Parish. The mayor president puts a scare tactic like every other Democrat. If you don't vote for these 3 millages, we're not going to provide any services to you. What they should be telling you right now is, we have these other millages. Let's rededicate those millages to these priorities and then put those fluff programs on the ballot and see if they pass. But you won't do that. You won't. Now, look, here's the truth. Monique raised our taxes, okay? She upped the millage. She didn't veto it. She increased our taxes. We pay more in taxes than we did before she was in office. So why do you need all this extra money? Rededicate the fluff to drainage. We need it. Roads. We need it.
Say goodbye.
Oh, gosh. Until tomorrow. Hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I certainly appreciate it. It wasn't so bad covering local news, guys. It was all right. It was all right. Okay, be careful out there. May God bless you and be kind.